All right, hello everybody. Welcome back to Northside Innovates, the podcast for teachers by teachers. My name is Ashley Shinde. I'm one of the secondary academic tech coaches. I'm here with
Brandy Brandt, another secondary academic tech coach.
Yeah, and we're so lucky today because Brandy has actually partnered with, how do you say LMS? What does LMS stand for?
It stands for Marshall Law and Medical Services.
Right. So this is one of your campuses, right? And all year long, they have been focusing on a PBL or a project-based learning project. And we were so lucky that we got to witness the final product just a few weeks ago. And so to kind of give you some ideas about project-based learning, I'll let Brandy talk about that.
Yeah. So project-based learning involves students designing, developing, constructing like hands-on solutions to problems. It's just a way of the curriculum being done by students themselves. And what's really cool about the way that LMS did their project this year was that it truly involved all of the different strands of their magnet school. And they're going to tell you more about that as they go through. But yeah, it was actually the most exciting project-based learning I've seen, because I've seen project-based learning. I've been involved in project-based learning, but not real project-based learning.
Yeah, this is the most incredible one I've seen by far. And so you're going to get to hear a little bit about that from the actual participants here today. And as we're going through that, kind of be thinking, because I know that PBL, it's something that we hear a lot of buzz around, but it's hard for us to really get like a grip and a formation of what that looks like in the school. So maybe you get some new ideas from this podcast, and over the summer, kind of start thinking about it. Or if any of y'all, I know some of y'all are going to the PBL training in June. Yes. So kind of be thinking about that as we go through. And so to kick us off, we are going to turn it over to the teacher who was behind this wonderful project. What was his name again, Brandy?
His name is Emmanuel Hernandez.
Emmanuel Hernandez, and here we go.
My name's Mr. Emmanuel Hernandez. I am the criminal justice teacher here at Marshall LMS. This is my fourth year. So my background pretty much is in criminal justice. I got my associate's, bachelor's, master's degree, etc. Have a little over 11 years of law enforcement experience. And my wife actually, she became a teacher first. And then she had asked me after we got out of the Air Force, she was like, have you ever thought of becoming a teacher? So I was like, you know what? I'll go ahead and start applying.
Oh, we're so grateful to have him here with us in Northside, definitely. And we're so lucky that we work with so many talented teachers across the district. And the stories that we hear are absolutely incredible, the expertise that we have in Northside. And so, Brandy, how was it working with Mr. Hernandez on this PBL project?
It was amazing. The whole year, he was just such a bright light, and he invited me to do so many things. And anytime he asked me for help, I was like, I don't think you need help.
but I'm happy to be there.
I just love being there. Yeah, that's right. That's right. So let's hear from his mouth about his role as a teacher in this effort.
Ms. Bray, our principal, did talk about this maybe 2-3 years ago, just to get some thoughts, just to get ready ahead of time, that we would have a scenario-based project that the seniors would have to accomplish. So basically, we were given a scenario. It was based off of a traffic accident. And the task for the seniors were that they had to break it down. Basically, we, like they say in science, right, we dissected the actual case. And since we have different strands, I have students in behavioral health, in the criminal justice, right, law enforcement strand, and the legal studies. So we have minds from different strands that have to do research based on their expertise, right? So whatever they learned in the 4 years, they would actually apply that. And not only that, they would make contact with professionals out in the field. So for example, the law enforcement strand, since it was an accident, a few of the students made contact with SAPD, Bexar County Sheriff's Office, and asked them, what type of reports do y'all use? How do y'all actually handle these type of calls in the real world. Yes, ma'am. It was very exciting. What I liked was that not only did the students get to collaborate within themselves, but they got to network with the professionals out in the field.
Oh, it's so incredible, all of the things they've done. But really what we're interested in is the kids who did this amazing project. I mean, amazing project. So I was super impressed with their work, and not only the effort, but they seem like adults.
Yes,
Didn't you think so?
Absolutely.
I mean, I couldn't believe it. They were so involved with their community. They were so involved with the other students on campus and the professionals in the community. And I loved how they used their resources, not just on campus, but virtually as well. So let's hear what they have to say.
Yes, I'm excited.
Hi, my name is Wilsaid Santiago Maldonado, and I'm part of the inaugural class of Marshall LMS, and I am a senior. So I'm part of the legal court systems strand.
And I'm Christine Olivares, and I'm also a senior at Marshall LMS, part of the inaugural class, and I am also a court systems student.
Wow, that sounds amazing, court systems. So I want you guys to tell us a little bit about your experience at LMS and all the knowledge that you've acquired throughout your years in the different classes and how that's helped you to get where you are today.
So our freshman year, we took a class called Principles of Law and Public Safety. And in that class, we had two teachers. We had Mr. Hernandez and then we had Officer Mazzaro. And we learned a lot of penal codes, a lot of like Texas state legislature and things like that. And so like starting freshman year, we knew the legal blood alcohol content for the state of Texas. And so we used that later on. And then our sophomore year during COVID, while we were online, we took a class called Court Systems and Practices. And in that class, we learned about how trial works and things like that. We even watched a few Zoom court sessions, so.
That's awesome.
And then our junior year, we took a legal research and writing class, which I honestly think was my favorite. It was a little challenging because it was a college class and everything, but we had a lawyer who actually taught us, and it was her second year teaching?
I think it was her like fifth year.
Fifth year? Okay.
Because she used to teach at another high school.
Yeah.
So then she came
So she taught that course, and it was honestly amazing. We were able to research cases and kind of go through the loopholes of everything, and it was very interesting. And then this year, senior year, we're taking practicum. So practicum is kind of overall, all the courses kind of in one, and we kind of talk a little bit more about using those skills that or knowledge that we gained in the previous courses, and how we can use it for our future either college or careers. And so that's what we're doing now, and that's how we kind of transitioned into the practicum event right now.
Okay, so speaking of that, so that's why I really wanted to talk to you girls, because I've had the pleasure of being witness to this year at LMS as the academic tech coach, and being witness to an incredible program or event that you guys have done this year, and that was your collaboration with the other strands in creating a senior exhibition. So I would love for you to tell me about that collaboration with the other strands and what you produced in the end. What was your exhibition and how that occurred? Give me just a little bit, because that's what I want to celebrate today.
It was a mock trial. We had a prosecution, we had a defense, we had a defendant, we had witnesses, we had a judge, and we went through the whole process. Wilsa was one of our defense attorneys. So how was that from your point of view?
Honestly, it wasn't that different, just because I've been in mock trial since my freshman year, and I think that really helped us get to this point, because mock trial we go over the movements and how to turn in evidence, or how to question witnesses, and how to give statements, opening and closing statements, and just how to talk to the jury in general. The only hard part about it was that because our freshman year, COVID happened, we never really saw a real court proceeding in person. We saw it online through Zoom, but obviously it's not the same thing.
Yeah.
So that was the only, I guess, complication. But from what I've heard, we did pretty good, and it was pretty realistic.
I thought it was very real. I was here and I was super impressed.
Thank you.
Super impressed. And you were the judge,
Yes.
and I thought you were amazing.
Thanks.
Very real.
So in mock trial, it is a club that we have here on campus. This year we had over 70 participants in various parts of mock trial. And so being in mock trial as a club, we have attorneys, witnesses, bailiffs, and student judges. So Woosa was an attorney for mock trial, and then for the practicum, and I was a student judge for mock trial. And so I had we've had like little bit of experience, but of course it's probably nothing compared to the real thing, or at least we don't really know, but it was enough to make it look and feel realistic.
Right. Well, like you said, I wanted to comment a little bit about the real attorneys and the real judge who came to watch that trial since I was here, and they made some really amazing comments about how real they felt it was and how they thought you'd seen many real trials. So I think it was pretty real. So great job, girls. Great job.
Thank you.
And speaking of collaboration with professionals in the field, did you collaborate with professionals in the field all throughout your 4 years, or just this year, or who and what did you collaborate with?
So
Not what, but who?
So our freshman year, when we started the program, right, it was new. Mock trial was barely starting.
We
here.
had 30 participants.
We had 30 participants, and then it went to what, like 20
because of COVID.
People
Sophomore
just
year
didn't want to do it anymore. But that freshman year of mock trial, we had attorney Anderson, who was very helpful.
Very helpful.
And we had Gabi Alcala, who is a student at St. Mary's. So she was actually helping a lot. She is a law student, and so she was kind of giving us pointers on how to do it, and she's part of the YMCA.
Yeah,
so that helped us. That kind of gave us an advantage.
Good.
But yeah, we worked with them first our freshman year, and then after that,
freshman year we also went on like this one field trip, the only field trip, where we went to the courthouse in the Bexar County Courthouse, and we didn't see any real trials, but we did get to talk to a couple of professionals. And then sophomore year, it was kind of hard to really get in touch with any professionals, but attorney Anderson still helped us for mock trial for our clubs for competition. He still assisted us. He assisted us junior year too. He was there for us, and then our junior year, we also had help from a couple of other law students and attorneys that our teacher at the time knew, and so she brought in a couple of people to help us out. And then specifically for the practicum, we didn't have that much professional help, but our teacher, Mr. Hernandez, his uncle is actually a defense attorney, and so he was able to help us with, any questions we had on charges, elements, and what we needed to, like, specific evidence points we needed to hit on. And then we had 2 attorneys come in the week before our practicum.
the day before.
It was like the day before. It was on like Thursday. And they watched us do our incredibly messy run through. But they gave us a couple pointers, and they told us, things that we could fix and how to make it a little bit more realistic. And then they got to see the final product, so that was really cool.
Well, I think you guys did a great job. Can you just give me, if you had to sum up maybe in 2 words, how this event this year impacted you, what 2 words would you use? Is that tough?
That's very tough. I'm gonna say hard work. because
Yeah.
and just leave it at that.
Okay, how about you?
One would definitely be impactful. The other would, honestly, it'd probably be learning experience.
Oh,
It
that's
was
great.
all a learning experience, the whole process from freshman year and seeing the progress until now.
Yeah,
It's
I'm surprised.
amazing, and I don't think we ever expected it to be this, fulfilling
yeah.
or this big.
Oh.
And we didn't expect for the judge or even the lawyers to be like, that was so realistic. Like, we were
Yeah.
really scared. We were like, we don't know if this is realistic or not. And so seeing that they were proud of us and
Aw.
seeing that our teacher was proud of us
And our principal, it really
principal, yeah.
validated like
All the hard
everything
work.
that we had done for it.
Oh,
So
it was
really
awesome.
cool.
So do you think are y'all gonna continue in this law route? Is that what your plan is?
Yes.
Yes, I'm going to St. Mary's to specifically go to the law school.
Awesome.
I'm going to UTSA at the moment to get a business foundation before
Okay.
I go into law school, but the plan is still to go to law school.
Oh, that's wonderful. Well, girls, thank you so much for your time, and shout out to all of the teachers and administrators and other students that participated in this project at LMS.
Well, it's kind of hard to follow those phenomenal students.
For real. I would
But-
not want to.
I know. However, I think if anyone can do it, it's Miss Bray. She has been an inspiration to those students that she's had for the last 4 years, this inaugural class, and they're really important to her, and she's really important to them. She's going to tell us a little bit about the impact that this project that she had come up with for them to do had on her and on these students as seniors.
I think with the seniors, and because the accident scenario did involve the scenario of possible drug and alcohol abuse. And I think that, well, I know that that is something that our students are faced with on a daily basis, and they will continue to be faced with as they leave our high schools. They go either into the workforce or into college, and they're going to be faced with choices that they make. And so my hope is that if they are faced with this choice, or when they are faced with this choice, that they'll make a decision that is a healthy decision, that's a good decision, and that they won't walk down a path that they might not be able to get out of, meaning using drugs, using alcohol. That's not something that I want for any of my students or for any of my parents, because quite frankly, when they walk down that path, some of our students, they can't get out of it, and it can be life-changing and detrimental for them. So because of that, I do find that it's heavily impactful for our students.
Yeah, that's very powerful, very powerful. Well, I really appreciate your time, Miss Bray, and this project was very impactful on me as a coach. Getting to work with your teachers was definitely a celebration, and I really am so thrilled to be able to be here and get to work on such an incredible campus. And the collaboration between all of your teachers, I was so impressed that they were willing to spend the extra time that it took to work together. They're magical with these kids, so thank you.
Thank you very much.
Wow, Brandy, that was incredible. I mean, the community involvement, the involvement of the entire magnet school, right? The involvement that PBL really encompasses is just phenomenal. And to have you being a part of it, that was home run.
Thank you. It
Thank
was a great
you.
year. I'm lucky.
Absolutely. And thank you to the students of LMS. And so remember, if you're ever thinking about project-based learning, this was on a very grand scale, but we've seen it also on smaller scales too. And that is a great starting point. Just don't forget that everybody, all of your academic technology coaches are trained in PBL, and we would absolutely love to partner with you. Even if that's just kind of hanging around to see what's going on, we would love an invitation. Right, Brandy?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I would love to come visit.
We can do it all. So don't hesitate. Hopefully you've gained some new ideas for the summer and for the next year. And so this is our last episode for this year. We can't wait to be with y'all again in the fall. Be on the lookout for our episodes coming out in August. We're talking all things artificial intelligence. So that'll be very, very interesting.
Exciting.
Yes.
Woo!
And Engagement Academy as we gear up for the start of next year. Have a wonderful summer. Brandy, would you like to say anything?
Oh, just enjoy yourselves, relax, reflect, and don't forget about us.
We won't forget about you. See you
Bye.
later.